Good to get Diamond in the Rough started again. It's good to see you back. We've been kind of busy, and also I
I am like profoundly talented at procrastinating. It's a gift.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure some might think it's a gift. If you don't know already, Diamond in the Rough is our podcast that is produced by Please Pay Our Rent Studios. In this one, we go through and we watch a bunch of shitty movies with huge budgets that came out in the box office, and then we try and see if it's actually good. Anything else to add, JJ?
We don't have a great track record so far, but I feel like this week we'll find one.
Is that's how you really feel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh
so
no.
we've waited.
Oh no, I just saw my notes. Oh
Oh,
no.
did you really? We watched this movie 3 weeks, maybe even 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was like a month.
Yeah, and unlike most movies, I do not remember at all what this one is about.
I remember what it's about. I don't remember anything that happens in it.
I was talking to Riley about it, and he was like, "Well, just rewatch the movie." And I said, "That is not an option."
Oh, I did. Okay. So our movie this week is a remake. I did watch the original version, hoping that would get me some reminder without as much suffering.
You.
It did not. They're not really related.
One had a director, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah.
That's good to hear. Well, let's just get right into our notes. First thing first, Street Luge sesh going
Yes,
on.
yes. This movie being an early 2000s movie is incredibly 90s, and it starts with the hypest street luge scene of 2002.
Yes, I wrote. Well, the guy he's racing against is in like a full like biker outfit on like some wooden piece of shit with 3 wheels, and his helmet says drugs, and that's about what I got from that scene.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think there's anything else. Apparently, it was that scene, even though I barely remember it, is good enough to be at like the first 5 seconds of the trailer. So
Yes.
I think the cops started arresting them for street luging, and
Yeah.
then
Well, there was also the other guy crashed into something and it blew up. So there's that.
what a movie.
You're right. LL Cool J rolls up in a Porsche.
Yeah, it is like, hey, street luge kid, I feel like you'd be good on my nebulous sport team.
When I first saw him come up, I was like, oh my god, that guy looks exactly like LL Cool J. And then I was like, oh no, that poor guy. It is LL Cool J.
Also, I'm going to say right now, the rapper is in fact the best actor in this movie,
By far.
which is not usually a good sign, and
No.
of course is not a good sign here either.
No.
So he tells generic fella that, hey, I want you on my team because you luge well.
Yeah, he's
And
like,
then we get introduced to rollerball.
can we bring up really quickly when Jeremy, that's not his name, but that's the whitest name I know. Jeremy,
Yeah, yeah.
when he gets in the car, there's no longer a police chase.
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
That's right.
Jonathan.
Because they had to teach the Russians how to pronounce it.
Oh, I thought you were joking. Oh, that's right. I forgot about
remember
that.
Jonathan.
Oh,
Jonathan.
Jonathan. There's so much leather throughout this whole movie, and more so than it makes sense to.
Oh yeah. It's like they really like leather.
Do you guys want to change the scenery to make it look more future? No. Do you guys just want to add more leather? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
we'll
just
add
have them
more
in a
leather.
skateland.
Leather and Skateland is the best way to sum up this movie.
Except there's no dancing, so I don't know.
Oh, since we haven't said it yet, no, this movie is not good. This movie was bad. Okay, just
Very
had to cover
good.
that part. Hey, if the LL Cool J thing wasn't a hint, just fucking.
If the fact we couldn't remember Jonathan's name until I pulled up the fucking IMDb cast list.
Yeah, I remembered Ellen DeGeneres' name. It was Martha. I remembered that. Like half the time when I mentioned it, I was like Ellen, and I didn't even say the character name.
But no one knows who Chris Klein is, so
Yeah. You know what? This is awkward. We didn't even go through the budget or any of the background.
oh yeah, well, I mean we're gonna have to get to the director at some point because that's very important.
This is true. I guess we'll just do it all in the middle. Fuck it.
The middle, is that the part where the night vision changes colors for no reason, or
That was actually 3/4 the movie, so I guess that was the climax.
okay.
It is an unfortunate world we live in.
We're taught the rules of rollerball, and they tried to teach us. I didn't learn anything.
Mhm.
Basically, they just go around in figure eights around this little skate park rink, and then they slap an iron ball into like 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 those levers in the dunk booths at carnivals. They
Yes.
slap it into that, but instead of dunking someone into water, it just makes fireworks go off.
Oh, and it's way less fun. One of the things that the director expertly does is he adds a light flare when there's no light behind it in a place that is dark initially. He does this to hide the bad set design because he's an asshole.
I don't remember anything that happens in between the first game and the night vision. So if you want to
Well,
take it from
okay,
here.
thanks. One of the best lines is there's this announcer guy. Does he have a ponytail? Because it felt like he had a ponytail.
Ooh, I don't know.
Let's just go with a yes.
Yeah, let's just say he had a ponytail.
Yeah. So one of the best lines in the whole movie is he's like, I would read the rules to you, but honestly, it's really complicated and Russian. And it was like, well, thanks for that. And they just were like, fuck it. Just have fucking bad stuntmen go around in a circle for an hour.
Yeah, and then sometimes they come out of tubes. And we're
Yeah.
just supposed to understand that.
It was, oh god, it was.
Oh yeah, and so there's a bunch of people just walking, like skating around. I didn't see anyone in a luge, but I assume there was someone there, but they were too short to capture.
Yeah.
And then there's just one person on each team going around in a motorcycle.
Yeah.
And I don't know why the other people exist.
That's it. Yeah, that's true. One of my biggest issues is with every scene, there were about 4 to 5 people who were on skates who had nothing to do with it. Like, it was like Skateland, and like 4 kids were playing tag. Because it was like they were actually going after the ball or the person, but then there would always be 4 people who were just kind of going around the circle. Or the figure 8, which is stupid. Honestly.
Not nearly enough people falling over to be Skateland, though. Then again, that might just be when I'm there.
That's true. If they had just done.
It is usually just me.
Well, it's because you keep pushing everyone over that they ask you to leave.
PG-13 nudity ensues.
Well, even before then, the guy has to do he has to drink like a sports drink or whatever. And they're like, drink the whole thing now. And he's like, we're in the middle of a game. And he's like, drink it all now. And it's just for the camera. And then they had him redo it because the logo wasn't showing. None of the actors knew how to use skates. I really want to make that clear. None of them knew how to use skates.
Did they even know they were skating is my question.
That's a great question. It looked like it was their 3rd time on skates whatsoever in their whole life.
And these are supposed to be like professional athletes, right? They get paid bucks to go in a circle and slap a metal ball.
Literally. They just slowly went around in like some weird, I don't know. And the whole thing wasn't themed. Like they had multiple different like dragon masks, but then they also had like it was just they had like metal face and they had like chrome and it was just
and they were all in like post-apocalyptic gang outfits, despite the fact. So the original RollerBall was like blood sports type movie.
Yes.
But this is just like supposed to be sports that people in the '90s would watch. And I'm not sure I buy that, especially not outside of America.
Yeah.
Because like the first competition is in Russia. I'm like, I don't feel like the Russians would have started playing this until the murder rules were enabled, right?
You would think, wouldn't you?
I think White Boy gets like drafted onto another team or like bribed or something.
There was titties in it, so I guess that was kind of nice. The locker room scene. It was like, oh, okay, we got to see everyone shirtless. Man, that guy's buff. Man, that guy is not fit at all. He's supposed to be a professional athlete. And then you're just like, wow, that guy is part of the crew, and he's in a black t-shirt that says crew, and he's holding a boom mic. Just stuff like that.
Other than crew guy, I don't think I noticed any of the guys. Yeah, this is a very interesting type of PG-13 where they don't go very hard on anything except the nudity, despite it just like overtly being about blood sports. Now might actually be a good time to bring up the director.
Go ahead.
The director of this weirdly soft blood sports movie is John McTiernan, director of none other than Predator and Die Hard.
What a legend.
I don't understand how he went from those movies to this.
How did he transfer nothing into the movie whatsoever?
I guess he's never seen sports before. He only has seen like murders. And so he was very uncomfortable directing anything other than gunfire.
But here's my issue. Worse than the sports was all the fighting. Like, it was just garbage, which we'll get into.
The fighting was the worst part of it.
A couple of the other scenes. But we just went over John McTiernan. He directed it. I don't know if he did, but he was paid as the director.
Yeah, he's listed as the director in like the credits and stuff at the very least.
Yeah. So they gave this guy $70 million, right? Which is a lot for a 2000 movie. 2002. It got a 3% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it made 25 million in the box office after
That's the
multiple.
worldwide box office, by the way.
What?
That's the worldwide box office, by the way.
Oh, that's not even the domestic box office.
Nope, that's every country this was released in.
Yes.
With specific pandering to like Russia and Arabia, they still only managed to get 25 million.
John Klein is Jonathan, or Chris Klein, excuse me, is Jonathan. Wow. Yeah, great. He is best known for his roles as for playing Chris in the American Pie movies, and most recently the serial killer Cicada on The Flash. And that's about it. Yeah, sometimes Ryan Reynolds lets him be some background character with 2 lines, but that's about it. So he's pretty successful. And then everyone else except for LL Cool J is kind of subpar. Well, okay, so the like love interest Rebecca Romnage that's the actress. That's a rough last name.
Ramajin Stamos.
She played Mystique in the X-Men movies. Joan from Punisher. She was in Star Trek Discovery. She's just known for, I guess, being hot, which I don't think she is. Some of the scenes I was like, oh, she's kind of cute, but overall not really. She was in Ugly Betty, so there's that. That's impressive. And she was in Drawn Together. I mean, she was not in like anything good. Yeah, so that's a cast we're looking at. I mean, kind of expensive cast. Maybe they just spent it all on the cast. Did you think about that?
Yes. People who everyone knows, like LL Cool J and
yeah, maybe LL Cool J was like 50 mil himself.
Give me 50 mil. What? 50 mil.
Naveen Andrews. He plays an assistant to the director of RollerBall, and pretty much every TV show, which is a lot, that he's been on, has been nominated for an award. Okay, it's only like 5, but still. He's never the main guy.
I believe he was in one of the Grindhouse movies by Robert Rodriguez.
You think so?
Wait, he was either in the Rodriguez one or the Tarantino?
He was in Sinbad. He might have been Sinbad.
Yeah, it was Planet Terror, which is Rodriguez's part of the Tarantino and Rodriguez Grindhouse collaboration. That's the one with the girl with the M16 on her leg.
Oh, no.
That's how I want to die. Anyways, so he doesn't want to get drafted onto the other team. Is that where they start trying to kill him?
Well, no, it happened after one of his teammates just gets murked and just fucked.
Yeah. One of the teams like straight up has a bruiser that like when someone's doing too well, they just send them in to break their bones.
Yeah, but instead they fucking killed the guy. Broke his neck. I guess he did break a bone.
Yeah, the neck is a bone. Well, it's a couple bones, but...
You want to hear what my next note is?
Huh.
At no point did I know what direction this movie was heading in. Period. This was not a compliment.
It's good if it subverts your expectations. Which I suppose requires expectations.
You're right, it's my fault. Everyone just had a bunch of face tats with numbers on them. It wasn't their like team number. It was not, and they like moved around teams a lot. It wasn't like anything significant. They just kind of got them, and not all of them had them.
Yeah. Oh man, something else about how very 90s some of these characters' designs are.
Yeah.
The leading lady, she has like, everyone has a leather jacket because of course they do.
Yeah, of course.
But like her leather jacket is specifically designed to look like a bustier, but still being a jacket.
Ew.
Yeah, it's pretty awful.
They're like, this'll be sexy. No, it won't. That's a garbage idea.
It was not.
Yes, shitty. The main character, even before he gets into like a bunch of trouble, he's just randomly shifty and suspicious of everyone. They never give a reason. They never give a good reason. It just makes LL Cool J look like a better actor. And like that guy's like, are we in the middle of a scene now? Like that's all it does.
Yeah, he's looking around to see if the cameras are rolling or not because This is just how like the other actors have been talking to him. He honestly can't tell the difference.
Yeah, seriously. He's real
Actually,
method.
that's my headcanon now. Whenever he's looking around like that, he's trying to tell if the cameras are rolling.
He's trying to tell which scene it's supposed to be. They never gave him the script. Only the scene
God damn it.
list.
Okay, I'm in the skate rink again. That's like a fourth of the that's like a third of the movie.
Oh no, I'll just
No, it
wait
might be
for
more than
LL
that.
Cool J to stare at me until I say my line. So they go to a bar after the guy like died, and they're like basically waiting around to question the director of Rollerbar, and so they go up to like some secret room. And the most important thing about this scene is one of the bar ladies, because there's a bunch of promiscuous bar ladies, all with their tits out for the director, right? In his secret room. One of them is dressed in a Nazi uniform. In no way am I saying it looks like a Nazi uniform. It in fact is a Nazi uniform, but with tit holes. Nothing else. I don't think there's anything from that scene I cared about.
I remember something I cared about from the scene. Randomly zooms in on one of their asses because I guess they were supposed to be an important stripper, and I don't remember where it went after that.
And then actually, so I remember talking about this with you. They don't show up again, like ever. It just randomly zooms in.
I think like when they go in the room where there's a bunch of them, it shows her again, but she doesn't really do anything. She's just kind of there.
Well, they're not even like looking at her ass.
Yeah. It's like, wait a minute, I've seen that ass before. No.
I've got a really good Newgrounds video to show you. Speaking of which, remind me after. It's pretty much about that. It's making fun of this. It's making fun of Solid Snake. We can talk about it later. Yeah, that happened, and then he's like all wigged out, and then he he goes back into like the arena where I guess their like workout stuff is there too, and they're like, what's her name? Russian McRussian lady face? I don't remember.
Yeah.
She's there working
that's
out.
The name. I'm looking at the cast list right now. That's exactly what it says.
Yeah, she's there working out, titties out, no reason. It doesn't help you work out. It's specifically bad for your back. Anyway.
Yeah, it kind of makes me wonder if it's supposed to be R at one point, and then they just like, just remove all this blood squibs. They were CGI anyways. Gotta maximize the amount of money we can get. Like, can't show this to teenagers. No one will watch it.
No, definitely not. And then they have sauna sex, which is weird and also sounds awful. No more moisture, thanks. But also moisture in the wrong places, thanks.
There's plenty of moisture. What are you talking about?
It sounds awful. So she starts dressing in like clothes, not like towel. She starts dressing in the sauna.
Yes.
I was like,
this because obviously she sucked up all the. I'm not going to go there. I am not going to go there.
Don't say that, please. Hey, don't do a Brett. I can't afford another email from Twitch. If we get one from Spotify, we're fucked. She starts dressing as if she was gonna.
Spotify saying she absorbed with what?
When she was dressing, I was like, she's gonna shoot him. That's the only thing that would make sense. No, they're in love, I guess. There's like a riot. That didn't make sense.
Yeah, I guess it's just trying to indicate the world is going wrong.
Yeah.
Just generically.
And then he like hops on. She's also on a motorcycle. In case you didn't guess, which I bet you did. He like gets on her motorcycle, and then they leave.
Her motorcycle also has a leather bustier.
Yes, it does. Honestly, I thought he could turn his. I thought he could have turned his car around, but that's my opinion, and that's usually wrong.
Yeah.
And then
she tells him to get out of his car.
Yeah.
And like just follow her down the alley, basically.
Before there was ever like an inkling of a riot, also.
Right. Yeah, it's like, cars are stopped. I guess a riot's gonna happen. Just hop on my motorcycle.
I mean, she was right, but that's not okay.
But like, how though?
How?
I guess this happened before. Whenever cars stop, that means riot.
Yeah. Oh, also they show Chinese child soldiers for no reason. Like just on one, like on a
trying
TV.
To get the Chinese viewers to maximize their money.
Yeah. I guess their response. That's product placement by China.
Buy soldiers from us.
Yeah.
Leave Sudan alone. They've had enough.
Slipknot's in this movie. They're performing at one of the competitions, I think. That was fun.
For like half a second. Pink's also in the movie.
Pink is in the movie. That is true. I think I know where the budget went.
We were watching with motherfucking Alex, and we were very confused on whether or not we had just seen Pink.
She wasn't listed in the cast, which I think is kind of messed up, but whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess like there was just a music video of her playing on the screen for some reason, and then Slipknot's there for all a few things. Which, man, Slipknot must have been really cheap in like the early 2000s because they were just in all sorts of weird shit.
I think they were just happy to be flown anywhere.
Yeah, yeah, maybe they just like the airplane rides.
Yeah, no, definitely. And then a bunch of other stuff happens, and then LL Cool J like gets shot, and then they like break him out of the hospital, and then
Yeah,
Jonathan and
we totally
LL.
thought he was delivering bomb. Like they brought in a bunch of flowers very suspiciously. I totally thought it was a bomb.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna kill LL Cool J. I thought it was like the main people killing him, but it was just
To be
19
fair,
people with guns in the flower cart.
it's kind of the casting director's fault because I didn't realize those were the main characters delivering them. I thought those were just some like generic bad guy moods. They look so generic.
I
They look so generic.
we saw the main like female lead wear 3 different clothing outfits, most of them leather bustiers, and not once did I recognize her. And not until you pointed out, you were like, "Hey, I think
They're like,
that's the girl." I was like,
yeah,
"What?"
they're like, oh, she's on a different team. Wait, is he on a different team? What?
She's got a hat on now. And I was like, oh, I thought that was someone else. So yeah, so then there's this awful night vision scene where they're like,
Yes,
well, we
I
want to
love
have
this scene.
a night shoot. Let's just shoot it in Night Ranger green so that no one
Yeah.
knows what's going on and everyone's eyes are bleeding.
And then some guy pulls out a sniper and starts trying to snipe him. And then the night vision just changes color. It becomes a different shade of green. I guess implying it's the scope, but the
Yeah.
normal scenes have that green too. Like it's not from the sniper's perspective. The green just changes tint for some
And
reason.
it's like in the van and it's like also the van doesn't have like nothing's got like headlights.
Yeah.
Unless,
Well,
well, when they switched over, they do it so that it would bleed my eyes out. So it would just be bright lights, and that's all it was. And I was like, I think that's a car because I hear car sounds, and all I see is one big bright light.
and then I think they finally kill LL Cool J, which, the movie gets noticeably worse after that, which is impressive, not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's true. There's a random boing sound effect, which was really embarrassing. And then
Yes.
a plane all of a sudden like lands, drops jeeps out, and then there's
And it does.
pyrotechnics behind the jeeps, and then the jeeps just
Mm,
shoot rockets, and it's like,
mm.
what's going on? And all I knew was that there's a green tent. Like that's all I knew was it was
And
nighttime.
also that, they clearly were using Scooby Doo sound effects.
Yeah, seriously. This fucking scene felt like all I could think to myself was, I think there legitimately is a 15-year-old who is directing this whole movie and
Hmm.
they were given a $70 million budget. Like
Yeah.
that's what I was feeling about
Yeah.
now.
Also the thing with like weird with sports themed remakes where they just feel the need to incorporate cartoon sound effects. I wonder if it's like a bundle deal. Like you buy the rights to some old sports action movie and they just give you Hanna-Barbera sound effects.
I guess so. It makes no sense. LL Cool J gets sniped, and then I knew the rest of the movie would be a lot worse than it already was, which is impressive.
Because he was the only good actor.
Yes, yes. Also, he was the only good stunt man. Did
Yeah.
you
And
notice?
somehow the direction also gets worse when he dies.
Yeah,
I don't know. I guess he was also directing.
I guess so. He must have. Wow, that's
Like
crazy to think about.
not even LL Cool J, just his character in universe was directing when he died.
Do you know what his character's name was?
I'll pull it up.
No, 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 no. I just wanted to see if you knew. I wanted to make a point.
Okay. Okay, so the name they always give token black characters and like just when someone doesn't know what a black person is, they always go with Marcus. Okay, so I think that's the first name.
It
I
is.
don't did they
It is. I'm not kidding. Wow. I like. Wow. Hey, are you joking,
It's fucking Marcus.
JJ? Are you joking?
I'm not.
Wow. Wow. Yeah,
I
it's
don't remember if they said
Marcus.
it.
Last name Ridley.
Ridley.
That makes sense.
Did they say his last name in the movie?
No. I do not think they ever said his last name.
Well, good for them for expanding the lore.
One of the top listed people on the cast's name is American Media Mogul. Cool. Thanks.
Good work, Mr. American Man.
American man. Anyway, so they kill off LL Cool J. Movie gets worse, and then Jonathan just gets like arrested, so they didn't end up running away successfully. And then there's like this weird scene where it's like the main bad guy's talking to like his assistant or some American guy. Anyway, I don't remember. The scene made no sense because mostly I was too focused on the fact that the camera was a whole inch too low, so you could never see the tops of their head. And it was just forehead and never all of the forehead. So it just felt not like I was talking to them. It felt real weird.
Yeah, or it felt like you were trying to record it from your jacket, like you weren't paying the actress for this scene, but you were still trying to get some usable footage out of it, maybe.
Yeah. And then it made me realize, oh my god, this whole movie was shot an inch too low. And I was like,
yeah,
maybe there was a boom mic in every shot, and then they just like cut it out. And we're like, fuck. God damn it, Tony.
Yeah, and then he I think this was after, right afterwards.
Yeah.
He explains to the good guy something about how he owns a mine.
Yeah.
And someone else running the mine because he's above him. I don't remember the point of that.
No, you captured
the point was you're under my thumb, but in the worst possible way.
It was real unrelated because the people in the mine could still go and watch Rollerball, which makes sense, but it was like they weren't that unhappy. And some of the people who were on the teams were also working in the mine. Which and we're happy up until people just started getting fucking killed. But they were also the people who were most happy about people getting killed, even including the people who were the players. It was weird.
Oh no, you know what it was? He didn't own the mines. He was talking about how he owned the guy who owned the mines. And see, I don't need money, I need power.
Oh, okay. That's still not interesting.
It's not better, but I don't know why I felt the need to clarify that, not gonna lie.
Wow.
It was bothering me personally.
Similar. So the love interest gets put on a different team, and rather than just fucking killing her, whatever.
Someone tries to brain her at one point, so they use a fucking 20-pound iron ball on the thing. So it's just very easy to kill people, as it turns out.
The announcer talks about how someone returns even though even with the pleading of trainers and the threat of doctors. And I was like, they got some aggressive doctors in the Ukraine that are threatening people who plan on playing sports. Oh, also, I really had to bring this up. The owners' meeting was in Odessa, and that's all I needed to bring up. Every sequence was so badly timed. One after the other, I felt like I was in the middle of every time that it started in the middle of a conversation, it felt like it was right after the climax of the conversation and it didn't have enough substance. Or it started too early, which is a weird thing to be able to do in a scene.
Oh, God. And I don't know, it kind of felt like going through one of those storyboard highlight things where it's just the famous moments of a movie, but not any of the in between shots basically.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll just remove every other panel of the storyboard. It didn't feel like a movie is what I'm trying to say. Watching it.
No, it felt like a YouTube cut up of a movie. You're definitely right about that.
And you're trying to figure out what order to watch them in, since whoever numbered them did a really poor job. So then I think at this point they just straight up actually kill someone during a rollerball.
Well, so
the name, in case you didn't figure out, the name is Rollerball. I don't know why, because they're on roller skates, I guess. But then that guy's on a motorcycle.
Well, they also now all of a sudden they have lacrosse sticks and beat the shit out of people with them, for whatever reason. But you're right, they just start fucking killing people.
And then obviously ratings shoot up because blood sport.
Well, yeah.
So I guess it's a prequel to the old movie, but set in the future. Then Mr. Jonathan Cross just is hey, no, wait. He talks to the assistant guy, and the guy's like, man, you got to stop this murder somehow. And he's like, okay. So he gets the ball and then just throws into the glass, right? Is there anything you want to say before the scene?
Even before then, one guy starts revolting. He's like, literally, people are getting killed out here. Don't let this happen. And the crowd's like, huh? And then he just gets fucking shot and no one reacts whatsoever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then Jonathan, you're right. He gets the ball.
Well, no, we forgot about the really shitty, spaghetti Western fight scene between the two. Like, so I don't know if you guys have ever seen spaghetti westerns, but the worst part is always when they do hand to hand because it's just like really melodramatic right hooks and only that. And sometimes he does that against like this big bruiser fella. I think it was the same guy from earlier. I don't know. And he wins somehow. It was a very confusing scene because like he's getting his shit stomped, but then he's not. And it's not like he started winning. It's just he was suddenly winning and then suddenly losing again. Like I think that action scene was legitimately out of order. Like I think the editor actually put some of the cuts out of order.
Oh, God, it was so dumb. They like couldn't get a right enough shot, and they're like, let's just make it look like a news reporter's taking a picture of it, and then we'll take the best 4 shots we have.
Yeah, yeah, and they're like, so the rink was empty while they were fighting, but then it would cut to people still being on the rink, and then we'd go back to the fight where there was no one on the rink.
You know what I want?
Hmm.
I want to see the shots that were not good enough to make this movie, and especially
Well,
in
yeah.
that scene. Like, how bad was it?
How bad was it where you had to reviewed footage from earlier in the fucking fight?
Oh my God, yeah. Earlier in the fucking movie, and
The
just
boom
slice
mic
it
guy must have
in.
just been super aggressive. I can only assume. Fun fact: the guys murdering people with the cross sticks was inspired by Boom Mike Man.
Shout out to Boom Mike, man. Oh, Tony.
Anyways, that terrible action scene does not even compare to the next one, where he smashes through the glass where like the president guy is, and then it's just a slideshow. There are 3 slides of him, just frames, like 1 second each, just a frame, no movement or anything, where he takes out all the bodyguards, and that's the whole bit.
Yeah.
This is the guy that directed Die Hard.
And he
I
used
need
a
to bring that
fucking
up again.
PowerPoint with $1 million actors.
And it's just, and it doesn't happen again. It's just to take out those 3 guys. I can only assume it was choreographed so badly. There were only 3 frames throughout, like, oh, what is that, 30 frames? Like 150, 180 frames that were worth using.
Yeah, it was garbage. Then an angry mob ensues.
Yes, yes. While this is going on, there's, full on riots again. Despite the fact that everyone was really enjoying the blood sports, but now they're not. They wanted to participate in blood sports, but in the real world,
Real
I
world blood
guess.
sports. Did he? You
Meanwhile,
said he shot the director, right?
yes. I
Yes.
don't. Did he use the shotgun to kill him, or only the other
No, no,
guy?
the other guy. The director had a gun on him, which he was
Yes.
gonna use to kill the guy, but instead he threw something at him and then beat him to
Yeah.
death with the ball and then shot him.
Yes. And
I
then
could tell this from
the
3 pictures.
yeah. Then the assistant guy, he like gets the director's gun. And he's like, "Ha ha! I only told you to end the blood sport so I could take the control." Man holding a shotgun.
They're also in a secret. Now he like walks downstairs, puts the gun down
Mhm.
on a pool table because now they're in this secret bar for the
Yeah,
owners
with just a shotgun
with a
rack in the
shit ton
back.
of shotguns for no
Yeah,
reason. At least they were
yeah.
locked
Why
up.
didn't anyone take out the shotguns earlier? Like, you think if you have a shotgun rack, you'd have your security detail nearby, right? Just in case someone, I don't know, smashes into your viewing box and kills 2 of your bodyguards.
Real quick question. Now that I'm thinking about it,
Hmm.
what happened to the other owners?
I assume they were eaten by the riot.
Okay,
I guess I don't
7
know.
people disappeared from a box that had not been broken into yet.
Oh yeah,
That's
guys, go grab the shotguns. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what we're doing.
they just
You're
went out
going
the
the wrong
back
way. Hey,
door.
hey, he's getting closer, guys.
Yeah. So yeah, describe the scene where he ends up shooting the assistant.
Yeah, so the assistant like grabs the director's gun and is like, "Ha ha, you fell for my cunning ploy. Because, you just created a power vacuum, and if I don't fill it, then, bad shit's gonna happen." I'm like, "Yeah, okay." He's like, "I still gotta kill you, though." I was like, "Oh." So, anyways, he just fucking uses the shotgun that's on the rack, because the way the shotguns are racked is that the trigger is against a bar, so just pulling on the shotgun causes it to fire, which seems like the opposite of what a safety mechanism should do.
Why was the shotgun? Did he load? He didn't load the shotgun.
I He might have. He definitely pumped it. I remember they actually did do that. I think he might have loaded it during the director fight, but I can't think of why he would have loaded more than one shell.
He specifically put 2 shells in it though.
Yeah, yeah, unless he was like caught, because he was clearly caught off guard by the betrayal, so I don't see why he would have loaded more than one. Whatever. Maybe I'm thinking too hard about a movie that just had a slideshow in the last scene.
This was the coolest scene. That's not an
Now that I'm saying
impressive
that, it
feat.
does make sense, but yes, it was cool. He pumps the shotgun with one hand and then just yanks it against the safety lock to shoot the new sudden final boss. So yeah, his reign didn't last super long, as you might imagine. Then I think he meets up with his love interest and roll credits.
They like get in the truck, and the Russian government decided to investigate none of this.
I mean, they probably knew. Well, also, this is completely arbitrary, but since we're, we haven't gone over to 3 hours yet. At the beginning of the movie, they have to teach the Russians how to chant Jonathan's name by just putting John a ton on like a fucking a jumbotron. But it's in English letters first, like Roman letters, first of all. Secondly, later in the movie, they start chanting Jonathan with the th anyways. I don't know why they had that scene. Probably because they knew people would forget his name like we did.
I guess the chanting worked. I guess they did. I guess somehow it did work over time.
I guess.
Let's rate this. This is going to be our shortest video, by the way, and as it should be.
And to be fair, I think we still covered everything that happened in the movie. Like,
yes,
we definitely got everything I remembered and then some.
Yeah. So first things first, I would have liked this movie if it were more like, honestly, if it was like from LL Cool J coming out of whatever neighborhood that they racistly had him grow up in with gang violence, to him picking up the kid in the Porsche and telling him that he needs to do blood sports. Like, that story I would have really enjoyed. So once again, for the third time in a fucking row, I would have really had liked this movie to be about a different character.
What, you mean you didn't like, hang on, let me Google this name real fast.
Jonathan.
Alexis, no, that's the wrong one.
No.
Jonathan.
Chris something? God, I forgot his last name already. I'm not even kidding. No, I did not like him. Let's rate him. Let's rate this.
So overall, I'd give this movie a refund. Like, if someone showed me they had a copy of this, I would just give them a full cash refund.
I would buy it off of them as well to destroy it.
I'd probably also, I would just say, ask them what type of religion they're accustomed to and offer them prayers in that custom.
My thoughts and prayers go out with you. This one's the worst one so far.
Yeah.
By a lot.
And it doesn't even do anything real. Like, it doesn't even do anything that particularly funny bad until, like, you look back. Like, there's the slideshow, and then there's night vision that's different night vision, and then everything else just sort of exists. Like, because at least the other ones were kind of bad in, like, a hilarious way. Like, pirates singing fucking Nirvana.
That's true.
Just Dory trying to murder, or no, Dory getting murdered by Jesse. That was pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Aztec.
Yeah, just nothing in this.
It was not redeemable, except for LL Cool J was okay.
Yeah. Well, but like, here's the thing. He didn't even do anything particularly well. He just didn't fuck the bed.
No, he just acted. He was the only one to do so. Yeah, this movie was, if I rated it out of 100 points, I guess 15? Because I finished it, right? Like, I think that's the worst I can give it and finish it.
Because it's not like everything is profoundly bad, but everything is just weirdly off kilter. Like, again, the camera shots just being an inch below where they should be.
It was really, like, the whole movie, it's crazy how this guy had done some major sci-fi and some major action movies.
I mean, Die Hard is, like, arguably one of the best directed movies ever.
It is very popular. This is correct. And it's very, like, consistent with all of its, like, shots and, like, the themes and, like, everything is very well directed. You're right.
And there's been, like, whole hour-long analyses of, like, why they chose one particular camera angle for a scene. And you can just tell there was no thought into any of that for this.
Honestly, and all the camera shots were not fitting of the scene. They were awkward, clunky. It was embarrassing to be called the director of this movie. Which, the script was garbage, and whoever helped with all the art decisions fucking hurt the director twice as much as they did. Did this guy have a career after? Like, did anyone give him a huge budget ever again?
I think he only did one movie afterwards, and I've never heard of it.
And then he hung himself. I mean...
presumably.
He didn't want to do movies anymore when he made this one. You can just tell.
Okay, the other movie is called Basic. He did get $50 million for it.
Jesus.
Worldwide gross $42 million, so, not as bad as Rollerball.
Well.
And it was cheaper.
That was our analysis of Rollerbar. Thank you so much for bearing it with us. Appreciate you guys. Go follow us on all of our shit. Twitter. Hop on that Discord. There's something to somewhere. We've got a Tumblr page because someone said I wouldn't, so I fucking did.
Good. Want to make sure.
Yeah, follow us anywhere where you can to get podcasts. We're there. If you can
Follow
rate
me
us,
to the
I don't
grocery
really
store
care.
next Friday.
The
I
grocery
get
store.
uncomfortable when I'm not being shadowed by large groups of creepers.
Yeah, just find them at the grocery store. It's the Ralph's on the corner of Val Vista and East Wing. So, East Wing Road, not East Wing Plaza, just so you know.
I will be accepting all challengers. You'll know me. I'll be the one wearing the leather bustier.
Yes, the leather bustier and nothing else. Nothing
Don't
else.
worry, it's a long jacket. It covers everything except when I crouch.
Yes, nothing. It covers.
Which my style of fighting is sumo, so you'll be seeing a lot of that.
It covers everything but the tip of the penis. So, all right. Well, this has been me, Will,
And JJ.
and 1, 2, 3. Don't kill yourself.